Cool, Raymond Morgella Cara, Raymond Carr, Donald Morgella Ashley, Danny Gillespie, on Finley McIver, Finley McIver. On Vina Blackpool, Patrick Morgella Cara, Paddy Carr, Norwich McDavid, Noel McEverett, on Joseph O'Donnell, The Lars McCarthy, Austin McFever, Anthony Dever, on the Truckle McFever, Cornelius Dever. On Venus, last birthday, Parker O'Irety, Peter Hegarty, Newport McShannon, Michael McCain. On Nervous Cannon, John McInnerly, John McInnerly, or James O'Irety, James Hegarty. On Lena Poole, F. Brian O'Whale, J. Bernard Boyle, Paul O'Irety, Paul Hegarty. On Lena Lack Poole, Robert McInnerly, Peter McGinley. The preacher, Brendan White. On Lena Lack
Hello and welcome to Sean It's on, isn't it? It's on. Hello and welcome to Sean McCool Park here in Ballybofey for this Senior Reserve Championship game on a fine day, a glorious day for football. A goodish crowd over on the far side, mostly Killybegs side, a very small.
Number 2, John Baker Boy, Lars Parker, Ian Curran, and Brendan White. They have forward John Baker Boy, Declan McMenamin, and Paul Rowe. The full forward line, Eamon McGinnis, John E. Morton, and Barney Mullen.
As I was saying, a small gathering of Kilcar people over on the far side. It seems to be down here on my right at the river end. It seems to be basically a Red Hughs stronghold, which will be possibly for the reserve game or the senior championship game later on. Referee Austin Wallace, referee for today's game in the middle of the field, with the two captains, Paul Hegarty for Killybegs and Danny Gillespie for Kilcar, both playing full back, both captains for their sides, tossing up between them. While we're waiting for the outcome of the toss, we'll give you both teams. We'll give you Killybegs team first. In goals we got James Lowney. Right, number 2 we got right full back, we've got Jimmy Bernard Boyle. Number 3 we've got the aforementioned Paul Hegarty, who is captain. At number 4 we got Nigel McMenamin. We got Brian Conahan right half back. We got Stephen Burke, former county minor, at centre half back. And we've got Peter McGinley, this year's county minor, who had an effective campaign for the county minors, at number 7 at left half back. In at number midfield on your programmes, it's Ian Other. Well, it's actually Ian Cunningham, the man who got injured in the semi-final and there was a great doubt about. Well, the good news for the Killybegs people is that Ian Cunningham is in here today and has passed a late fitness test. Joining him at midfield is number 9, is the tall, very tall Brendan White, brother of Jimmy White, who is manager of the Killybegs senior team, and also brother of Connor White, corner forward, that elusive corner forward on the Killybegs senior team. Right half back we got the old hand, the old season campaigner coming in to replace Martin McGuinness. We got number 17 John Baker Boyle. At centre half forward we got Declan McMenamin, brother of Nigel's, and at left half forward we got Paul Rowing. In at number 13 we've got Eamon McGuinness, and at full forward we got John T. Murden, who has been a very effective campaigner so far. In the left corner at number 15 we got Barry Mullen. And now to the Kilcar side. The Kilcar side that has coasted his way through this championship here so far, with the veteran and the evergreen Sean McGinley playing at full forward and breaking the hearts of many a full back all year. The Kilcar team is Paddy Sweeney in goals. Number 2 is Raymond Carr. Number 3 is that evergreen Danny Gillespie. And number 4 is Findlay McIver. Number 5 is Paddy Carr. Number 6 is Noel McDevitt. And number 7 is Joseph O'Donnell. At number 8 we've got the brother connection again. We've got Anthony Diver at number 8 and we've got his brother Cornelius at number 9. At number 10 we've got Peter Haggerty. At number 11 we've got Michael McShane. At number 12 we've got the long-haired Mark O'Donnell. Number 13 we got Dermot Cannon. We've got Sean McGinley at number 14 and we got James Haggerty at number 15. We're within seconds, actually 30 seconds or so of the off time. As I look here, Killybegs, James Lowney is taking up his position in the goal to my left, the town goal. So that means Killybegs are playing to the river end, Kilcar to the town end. As I look out here, the crowd is still coming in for the senior game. I see County under 16 manager Dennis Ellis down here under me. So referee Austin Wallace throws in the ball, it goes in. Brendan White breaks it down. It comes to Ian Cunningham out to the evergreen. The bearded John Baker Boyle turns inside, but the ball is cut out by centre half back Noel McDevitt. Noel McDevitt is hit as he steers the ball up the field. The free has been taken by number 10, Peter Haggerty. Peter Haggerty into the corner, where out comes Sean McGinley. Sean is fouled by fullback. And actually, I think I see a change already. I think I see Stephen Burke has taken up the marking job on Sean McGinley. Sean has placed this ball about 14 metres in, halfway between the goal line and the halfway line, slightly to the left and wide. So it's first attack of the game by Kilcar, shot wide by Sean McGinley. Killybegs on their path to the final had wins over Ardra, Downings and Leaf Columba in the semi-final, which actually went to a replay. On the other hand, Kilcar defeated Arua Ballyshannon, defeated Carndonna and defeated a highly fancied St. Junian side in the semi-final. Plays at the middle of the field where Ian Cunningham wins it. He plays it back to County Minor, the red-haired Peter McGinley. Peter McGinley inside to Brendan White. Brendan, a long ball down into the right corner. Coming for it is Eamon McGuinness. The ball breaks and it's a line ball for Killybegs. John Baker Boyle to take it, about 40-45 yards out from the goals. A lot of movement up front for Killybegs. Tries to find John T. Morton, but Danny Gillespie gets the hand in there. He passes it out, it comes to Noel McDevitt. Noel McDevitt out to Joseph O'Donnell at number 7, but the ball breaks back inside to Kilcar or Killybegs. There's some danger on here now, and it's number 15, but a high ball which goes into the corner. It's breaking down. It comes to Baker Boyle again, who in the early minutes of this game has won a lot of ball, but he misses it, and Noel McDevitt clears his lines for his side. The ball comes now between Jimmy Bernard Boyle and number 15, James Haggerty. It's a line ball for, again, Frankie Doherty, the umpire indicates a line ball for Killybegs, which number 5, Brian Connanson's down into the corner. Failing to get it there is Eamon McGuinness. Instead it comes back, it's now back with Brendan White, who again has a lot of ball so far in this game. Likewise, Noel McDevitt comes out with that ball, looking very impressive in those early minutes. It crosses the halfway line where Peter McGinley is there to clear his lines, and he sends it out to number 12, to number 12, Paul Rowan, the fair-haired Rowan, a great underage star player with Killybegs down the years, has won a lot of honours at underage level. The ball goes in between Danny Gillespie and John T. Moore, and one would have to say that Danny is having the better of this outcome so far. And Austin Wallace, referee, judges that Danny has been fouled, so for descent, actually, Danny is coming. He's come a good 30 yards with that ball. Danny sends a long ball down the field into the corner where the ball, a rather late jump by Dermot Cannon on the Paul Haggerty. Paul Haggerty actually has moved into the corner, and it's Stephen Burke. Yes, Stephen Burke has taken up the marking job on Sean McGinley. Out the far side of the field to Paul Rowan. Paul comes across the field, toe to hand. The ball, a very poor pass, and again it's number 10 for Kilcar, but again he inclined to overcarry the ball, and it comes to Noel McDevitt. Noel McDevitt looks up, tries to find McGinley. Stephen Burke is there with McGinley. He denies McGinley clean possession, but the ball breaks over the line, and Frankie Doherty, the linesman, indicates a line ball for Killybegs is to be taken about 14 yards out, way out on the left hand side by Sean McGinley. Sean will send it across the square where the in running number 8 Anthony Dever Anthony Diver, which looks a good shot, and the first score of the game scored by Anthony Diver for Kilcar after 5 minutes. As I was saying, Stephen Burke has taken up the marking job on Sean McGinley. It's a case of the experience and the craft of McGinley against the youthful Stephen Burke, a former minor fullback. He actually was minor fullback way back in 2 years ago. A great kick out from James Lowney. It's gone way out past midfield. Anthony Diver wins possession. So sorry, it's not Anthony Diver, it's Peter Hegarty. Peter elects to take the free from the ground. It's just inside the halfway line. He sends a long ball in between Stephen Burke and McGinley. McGinley falls to the ground. The ball is with Stephen. Out to Brian Conahan, the son of club chairman Bernard Conahan. A very poor pass in, which is intercepted by Peter Hegarty, which passes across to Mark O'Donnell. Mark cuts inside Peter McGinley, and from 20 metres out sends it over the bar for Kilcar's second point. That started when Peter Hegarty intercepted a clearance by Stephen Burke in the corner for Killybegs. He went forward and found Mark O'Donnell. Mark O'Donnell made little or no mistake from close in. So with 5 minutes gone, little over 5 minutes gone, Killybegs 2 points. Kilcar 2 points, Killybegs no score. James Lowney again with a long kick out. He certainly gets the height and he gets the distance. It goes up. Brendan White breaks it down. But it comes to Cornelius Diver. Cornelius Diver to Mark O'Donnell. Mark O'Donnell back to Anthony Diver. Anthony goes solo and through, but Stephen Burke comes out on first time, but it only comes back as far as Cornelius Diver. Cornelius sends it out to the corner where there's a race in that corner. It comes back out to Peter Hegarty, who is having a great effect on this game, and that's a great score. He was way out on the right hand side of the field, about 20 metres out from the goal line. He got that ball back. Actually, I do see the Kilcar team is not playing as selected. I see Kieran O'Donnell, number 7, is on the team. I just have to watch for who's gone off, but I definitely see that Kieran O'Donnell is on the team. Kieran was a panellist on this year's County Under-16 team. And actually, it's Kieran O'Donnell is on the team, and Dermot Cannon, I see him down here under me on the sideline. He mustn't have started. It's something we're not aware about, but he's down here on the sideline on his hands and knees, really encouraging the players on. The ball goes out to the far side of the lead, where Paul Rowan wins it. Paul goes toe to hand, comes across the field. Not gaining a lot of play, but then he sends the ball up the field, where it comes inside, but it's number 7 for Kilcar, Joseph O'Donnell, there to clear his line. One would have to say at this stage that Kilcar looked a stronger and more hungry side, but it's Jimmy Bernard Boyle back there. The grey hair Jimmy back to Stephen Burke, and Stephen sends a long ball down the field where it comes between Baker Boyle. Baker got a nudge in the back, but the referee didn't see it. Noel McDermott wins the place, and now it comes to Ian Cunningham. Ian goes to the hand, he sends it into the corner where the ball breaks inside, and we've got Paul Rowan running onto it. Paul Rowan has been marked by Paddy Carr, but Paul puts inside, passes it inside to number 15, James Hegarty. But a bad pass that went astray, and they're way back in his own half of the field is Peter Hegarty, who certainly is making an impression on this game so far. Peter wins the free. Peter wins the free. Austin Wallace, referee, asked him please go back. So he's gone back about 10 metres. Peter, funny enough, will leave this ball on the ground. He was fouled himself, so he could actually have kicked out of his hands, but he elects to play it on the ground. The ball breaks inside to number 15. Number 15 is James Hegarty. James across, and it comes to number 12. Number 12 is Mark O'Donnell. Mark was bearing down on goal. Peter McGinley comes inside. It comes out to Sean McGinley. Sean certainly will make use of this. But it's a very high ball, but it's going nowhere. It comes back, and Bernard Conahan out to Jimmy Bernard Boyle. Jimmy Bernard Boyle out along the left wing here to Brendan White. Brendan first times it down the field. Certainly Killybegs are winning a lot of ball. The ball goes inside Eamon McGuinness. Eamon goes left and it's sent it back out to number 11. Number 11 is Declan McMillan. Declan sends the long ball into the corner, but it goes aimlessly wide. Killybegs, while they have a lot of play around the middle of the field, certainly the Kilcar defence is quite categorically able to deal with any attack or any forward movement at all. In actual fact, we've seen Peter Hegarty there a number of times going back out. Actually, I see out Peter has moved and he's actually playing at midfield. We're waiting. Paddy Sweeney with the kick out. Kicks it out to the right, out between Paul Rowan Paddy Carr. Paddy Carr places the ball inside to number 15. Number 15 is Barry Mullen. Barry, again, kicks rather aimlessly wide. He had the opportunity to go forward there, but he elected to kick wide from a non-scoring position. The crowd is beginning to come in now. We're on the far side there. The crowd is beginning to gather in here now. On a very, very warm day, little or no breeze. Actually, as I look down here under me, the sideline flag is just lying limp in the wind. The ball comes out to number 7 for Kilcar. Number 7 is Joseph O'Donnell. Joseph O'Donnell goes back in the high ball, doesn't gain a lot of ground. It goes over there. Actually, Paul Rowan is going to come under on this ball. He doesn't. Instead, it's Nigel McMenamin. Nigel out to Paul Rowan. Paul Rowan sends it back into County Minor Peter McGinley. Peter goes toe to hand, tries to go around Martin McShane, or Michael McShane succeeds in doing so. Still Peter going forward. He's now inside that. He's on the 21-metre line. He sends a high left-footed shot across. This is dropping dangerously. John T. Morton tries to win it, but it's going to wide ball. Wide ball. It looked very much like as if the Killybegs forwards were in that square, but referee Austin Wallace didn't seem to hesitate, and Paddy Sweeney actually took a knock in that attack. I see way up on the stand, they're here from all parts. They're here from Killybegs, they're here from Red Hughs, and actually way up on the far side we see 5 Killybegs Nigerians who are here supporting their side today. I even see them with a red flag. The touch of red and black, possibly they could be supporting Red Hughs either, but we'll carry on with the play now. Meanwhile the ball comes out the field where Paddy Carr wins it, but Paddy a rather stupid pass, and a pass is intercepted by Paul Rowan, but Paul is deemed to be pulling back Ryman Carr number 2. So we have 11 minutes gone in the game so far. Kilcar 2 points, Killybegs no score. It must be said it's very low scoring. Peter Hegarty, who is now actually playing out on midfield, takes that one. Up into the corner to Kieran O'Donnell. Kieran is fouled by Paul Hegarty. Kieran kicks that ball inside, but it's Jimmy Bernard Boyle wins the race for the ball with James Hegarty. Jimmy Bernard down the field to Paul Rowan, who's certainly winning a lot of possession. Out to Baker Boyle, who started very good but has gone quiet in the last few minutes. Baker goes forward, toe to hand once, twice, 3 times. It's in the high shot into the area where Paddy Sweeney comes out. Danny Gillespie breaks the ball away, and back there to collect it for Kilcar is number 2, Raymond Carr. Raymond Carr out to number 6. Back to Danny Gillespie coming forward, coming out round midfield. Many a time he played out there for Kilcar seniors. Going forward, full back goes forward, sends it into the evergreen. Sean McGinley, a man that also played in many positions for Kilcar. Sean back to Kevin McShane. Kevin McShane goes top twice, but he sells one dummy too many, and referee Austin Wallace is adjudged to have him carrying the ball too long. Peter McGinley takes the free quick, and out there on the left is Baker. Baker gets a nudge in the back. Baker wins his free. Baker takes it himself. He sends it down between Ian Cunningham and Peter Hegarty. Ian Cunningham kicks it down along inside to Nigel McMenamin, to his brother Declan McMenamin. Declan McMenamin, adjudged by referee Austin Wallace to be over carrying the ball. Down here on the sideline is the county player Martin McHugh, urging on the Kilcar players. He must be a mentor with this side. Sean McGinley goes for the man first, but the ball breaks inside, and there back to collect it is Jimmy Bernard, the grey-haired Jimmy Bernard, toe to hand, and then kicks it out the field out between Bernard Conahan and Mark O'Donnell. Mark breaks it out over the sideline. Bernard sends it down along the field, down in the corner to Eamon McGuinness. Eamon fails to hold on to it. Declan McMenamin goes in there, but he fails to. Ooh, we've got a rather late harsh tackle on Mark O'Donnell by Brian Conahan. Peter Hegarty comes over to take this line ball. So it's actually a free kick. Hegarty has moved to midfield and is having a great game so far. Sends this ball up along the wing where Sean McGinley is there, but Sean fails to reach it. So it's a line ball for Killybegs to be taken by Brian Conahan. Brian is the son of Bernard, the county or the club chairman. Great GAA man. Brian had a number of trials for the county minors this year, didn't make it, but he's a big lad, he's a good footballer, he's only 18 years of age, so he has many, many years to go. If you compare him with Sean McGinley, who is playing in his 44th year today for Kilcar. Meanwhile, back with the play, it's Noel McDavid, who is having a fine game at centre half back. The ball into long ball inside to Sean McGinley. Sean fails to hold on to it. But back there for Killybegs is Brian Connan again. Out to Brendan White. Brendan fails to win the race, and it comes instead to number 8. Number 8 is Anthony Dever. Anthony is judged by referee Austin Wallace to overcarry the ball. Meanwhile, on the far side of the field there, or just in front of the goals, is a Kilcar player down injured. I cannot make out from here. It's not Sean McGinley. I see Sean McGinley. Sean's still there. Sean's going back inside. I see Kieran O'Donnell as well. It must be number 13, number 15, James Haggerty. Would it be James Haggerty? As a 15 minutes gone, Kilcar 2 points, Killybegs no score. As I was saying, Peter Haggerty is playing a great game for Kilcar. He's winning a lot of possession out around midfield. He's involved in the action. He's however willing to go forward. In actual fact, I saw him coming with balls way out of his own defence. In a very low scoring game, Kilcar, while they are winning a lot of possession, are making very hard work of this game. Killybegs, on the other hand, seem to be doing well around midfield and doing well at the back, but when that ball goes forward, the Kilcar defence are more than able to cope with anything threat posed by the Killybegs defence. I see Declan McMillan has moved out to right half forward. I think that must mean that Baker Boyle's gone in. Yeah. I mean, Baker Boyle's gone into centre half forward. As I pass here, I see the newly married county senior midfielder Anthony Malloy, who has just returned back for his honeymoon for today's county final. Looking very well indeed, as is the new Mrs. Malloy. Meanwhile, back with the action, the injured player was James Haggerty. I think James is okay. I see Martin McGee out there urging his troops. The play is Peter McGinley taking a free kick from the ground just inside his own half. He sends it down to the right corner, but there's nobody there. There's nobody there but number 7 for Kilcar, Joseph O'Donnell. Joseph lays it back to number 4, Finlay McIver. Finlay sends it up along, but it's Peter McGinley. Peter, who is certainly coming more and more into this game. Peter goes to send a quick pass to Baker Boyle, but instead he elects to send it into Brendan White. Brendan White into Ian Cunningham. Ian Cunningham could possibly send a very, very high ball in between Danny Gillespie and John T, but Danny fists it away out the field where Noel McDavid comes, wins it on his own. Goes toe to hand once, twice, 3 times, crosses the halfway line. He's he's gone into inside the 45, but what a wasted run, because back there to clear the line for Killybegs is Peter McGinley. Peter into the middle to Baker. Baker wearing number 17, trying to get his side going. Encourage them to get involved, encourage them to run, and instead of taking the quick free, he leaves it down, and Peter McGinley will now take this free from inside his own half. Peter down the middle. Not a very good one, but it could work out all right on the end. It does. It breaks inside to Ian Cunningham. Ian Cunningham across to Paul Rowan. Paul cuts inside, and surely no, but it's well blocked down by number 4, Finlay McIver. That ball had the looks of a score about it, but Finlay McIver came in, and now it's into Eamon McGuinness, who is in there and flicks it to the net. So after 20 minutes or so gone in the first half, Killybegs have come right back into this game with a goal. That ball, as I say, was blocked down. Paul Rowan was going through it, blocked down, went into the corner, and it came across, and there was Eamon McGuinness on hand to punch to the net, past a helpless Paddy Sweeney. Score at this stage is Kilcar 2 points, Killybegs a goal. This is actually Killybegs' first score of the game. So this is certainly the score that Killybegs needed. Paddy Sweeney with the kick out. Paddy Alexis kicked this one out the middle. It lands out around midfield. Up goes Ian Cunningham. Ian has certainly come more into this game in the last couple of minutes. He won that ball well into the man that scored the goal, but he kicks it rather aimlessly wide. I think the big problem with Killybegs actually, and it's possibly in the youth of the team and the lack of experience, that they're inclined to kick when they should hold and maybe take that extra step. But certainly they're right back into this game. Baker Boyle has moved, as I say, to centre forward. He's certainly shown a bit more leadership and a bit more direction for them there. Noel McDevitt hasn't, since Baker went in there, hasn't been coming forward with the same authority. Paddy Sweeney from the edge of his square kicks it out. Poor kick is coming out to the right. Brendan White goes for it, and instead it comes to Noel McDevitt. Noel McDevitt crossing way into his own half. He's gone inside the 45. A rather high tackle coming there. It's Mark O'Donnell into the evergreen Sean McGinley. Sean will surely kick this one over the bar. Yes, he does, to put his back on level terms. Killybegs 1 goal, Kilcar 3 points. There was a rather harsh late tackle there on Mark O'Donnell going forward, and referee, and quite rightly so, there was no need for it, is having a word with Brian Connaughton. Brian rather went in late, actually. He carried through even though Mark had given away the ball, and Austin is taking his name. He's having rather harsh words with him. "20 minutes gone in this first half. Kilcar 3 points, Killybegs 1 point. 1 goal rather. I must say we've seen some very good referee in there by Austin Wallace. He's certainly up at the play, and in that situation I think he elected to give advantage, play the advantage. Quite rightly, when the play stopped, he came back and dealt with the issue, and I think it's Mark O'Donnell. I think, as far as I can see, Mark is certainly looking rather groggy, and I think, yes, he's been carried off. Yes, Mark has been carried off the field. Rather sad sight on a county final day, but hopefully it's not too serious.
Bolger, now after the purple, was Connor, number 13, Dermot Cannon, for Baker Rangers, number 12, Mark O'Donnell.
Dermot Cannon, who was elected to play at number 13, now has come in for the injured Mark and is actually playing at left full forward on Jimmy Bernard Boyle. And number 15, James Hegarty, has come out to left half forward. Brendan White wins the ball for the field into John T. John T hasn't got into this game at all yet. It's come to Eamon McGuinness. It looks as if Eamon was fouled there, but the referee probably gave advantage, and instead it's a free out for Kilcar. John T. McGuinness and indeed Sean McGinley too, who both had a big say in their sides reaching this final, have had rather quiet games so far. Danny Gillespie about to take this free, 30 metres out from the Kilcar goal. He sends it long right up the middle. It's not as a rather poor kick, but it works out all right. It comes to Peter Hegarty. Peter turns and kicks it up the middle, where it's won by Michael McShane. Up to Sean McGinley, but Stephen Burke, I must say, in fairness to Stephen, he's shown a great bit of commitment to the job of marking Sean McGinley today, and it won't be his fault. But meanwhile, the play breaks on with it's Jimmy Bernard Boyle, the grey-haired Jimmy, bursting his way out, and rather harshly judged by referee Austin Wallace to have overcarried that ball. As I say, Stephen Burke, the former county minor fullback, is certainly, so far in this game, keeping a very, very close eye on the veteran Sean McGinley and not allow him to grab the initiative at all. Meanwhile, we're back with the play, and it's number 10, Peter Hegarty again, a man's name that's cropping up a lot with this free. Sends it right across. But there is for fullback is Paul Hegarty. Paul Hegarty out along the wing, but it fails to reach Paul Rowan, goes out over for a line ball. Line ball quickly taken inside to Noel McDevitt. Noel McDevitt sends the high ball in between Peter McGinley and Michael McShane. The ball is now with Baker. Baker way back in his own half, trying to set something up. He sends the long ball inside again. So there is grab it as no Friendly McIver. Friendly sends it high inside. And comes break between with Stephen Burke commanding in the air, wins that ball and sends it way down the field where Declan McMenamin should win this. Declan wins it. lays it back to Peter McGinley. Peter on the run, along the ground into Brendan White. A bit too far ahead of Brendan. And there to relieve the pressure for Kilcar and take his side out of trouble is Paddy Carr. The ball again is won by Peter. Well won inside by Sean McGinley. Sean has got inside Stephen Burke for the first time. It's a race between Paul Hegarty and Brian Connan, and Brian first times it out over the line for the first 45 of the game after 25 minutes, 24 and a half minutes. Little or nothing between the sides. Kilcar 0-4, Killybegs 1 goal. Actually, Killybegs' goal came way back in the 20th minute. Up to that had been all Kilcar, but Kilcar have shot about the 5th wide of the game. James Hegarty, who is now playing in the half-forward line, is out where Mark O'Donnell, the injured Mark O'Donnell, was playing. I must say, for a county final, the standard of the football hasn't reached any great height so far, but possibly it's quite understandable. As I look across on the far side, the crowd's still coming in. There should be quite a big crowd here for the next game, which is really the one everybody's coming to watch. That's the county final between Red Hughs and the very fancied men from Killybegs. Killybegs are represented here today. They're trailing by a point. Meanwhile, back at the play, and it's another free for Kilcar. And again, as Peter Hegarty takes it, Paddy Carr comes forward, but Peter instead elects. It's about 47 metres out, sends it into the area, up between. Oh, great save, a brilliant save. That ball was flicked on the line, and James Lowney made a brilliant save. He didn't hold it the first time, but he held on to it the second time. And now out around the middle of the field for Baker Boyle. Baker, shown all the years of experience, wins that ball, holds it up and tries to get it forward. He sends it inside to John T. Murden, and actually John T. wins the first ball today, the race between himself and Danny. Back to Declan McMenamin, and Declan with a right-footed shot which is going to the corner, and it's well saved under the crossbar by Paddy Sweeney, who in turn is fouled by John T. Murren. We actually witnessed a great save there by goalkeeper, the young James Lowney, who actually is a minor. He was a minor this year. He's on the Killybegs minor team. He was very unlucky actually not to make the county minor side. But that certainly was a great save, and it could be a crucial save before this game is over. Not alone did he didn't fail to hold the ball the first time, but it swiveled in his hand and he got onto it the second time and cleared out the field. And actually we saw Paddy Sweeney having to take a ball from under his own crossbar with great danger. Meanwhile, the ball's all back out around the middle of the field. Ian Cunningham, who is coming in and out of this game and fits and starts, goes forward, sends it back. But there is Paddy Carr. Paddy Carr sends it out on the right wing to number 9, Cornelius Diver, who is now playing right half forward. Cornelius coming into the game and sends it up into the left corner. We're back there for Killybegs is Paul Hegarty, who was moved out into the corner. Paul sends that ball out on the sideline to number 15. Number 15 is Barry Mullen. Barry sends the ball down along to Paul Rowan, who hasn't been in the game so much in the last few minutes. Paul fits to the cross field, but Austin Wallace, referee, must have seen something. Peter McGinley with that ball goes in, but it's that man Peter Hegarty, who's certainly having a great game. Kicks that ball into Sean McGinley, but they're first time. If Danny Gillespie can do it at one end, Stephen Burke certainly is learning fast and he can do it at the other. Paul Rowan wins the ball, lays it back to Ian Cunningham. Ian Cunningham back to Baker. Baker, certainly since he moved in centre forward, is getting more involved. Baker sends it out along the right wing to Eamon McMenamin. The change has done Eamon good too because it's given him more freedom. Eamon inside to Eamon McGuinness, but Eamon shot is blocked down. It breaks inside to Jimmy Bernard. The grey hit Jimmy Bernard sends it out to Baker. It's asking a lot from Baker. The ball doesn't break too kindly for him. It's first time to cross by Noel McDevitt to Peter Hegarty. Peter coming toe to hand, crossing his own halfway line. He's coming inside the 45. He's looking to see where Sean McGinley is. Sean McGinley isn't to be seen anywhere. But referee Austin Wallace has judged that Peter, who carried that ball surely 50 yards, overcarried it. You could see the problem he had there. All he could see was red shorts. He was wondering where the target man Sean McGinley was. Sean wasn't to be seen anywhere. Sean was out on the 40. Actually, he was coming inside him. It's Noel McDevitt, who's certainly having a good game as well, sending that ball in, but it hops inside and goes harmlessly wide. With roughly 1 minute left on the clock, it's Killybegs a goal, Kilcar not 4. Very little between the sides. Kilcar have got the 4 scores, Killybegs just that 1. That goal from Eamon McGuinness when he fisted past Paddy Sweeney in the Kilcar goals. James Lowney with the kick out around midfield. Brendan White goes for the foul by number 8, Anthony Diver. And Peter McGinley again will take this one halfway between the halfway line and the 45. Quickly taken out to Brian Conahan. Brian inside to Declan McMenamin. Declan doesn't hold on to it, but it's that man Peter Hegarty again. Up to Kieran O'Donnell. Kieran doesn't judge the bounce properly, but Paul Hegarty certainly does. Paul sends it down in the corner between Barry Mullen and Raymond Carr. Linesman over there on the far side has judged that the ball was way out over the line, so it's a line ball for Kilcar. So in what is a very low scoring game, Kilcar are just at 1 point up. We're in the dying seconds of this first half. Brian Conahan certainly having a good game for Killybegs. Back to Paul Hegarty. Paul left footed down the field. It should break inside to Barry Mullen. Barry wins that ball well. Elects to go toe to hand. Loses the ball. That certainly is fouled. He's fouled by Raymond Carr. Ball inside to John T. But Danny wins the race. However, it comes back and it's that man again, Peter Hegarty. Peter is fouled on his way out. We're actually gone 28 seconds, 30 seconds into injury time. So there can't be too much time left. So maybe a minute or so for that injury to Mark O'Donnell. As they're still attending to Mark down here on my left. He's sitting up talking to them anyway, so hopefully he's not so bad. It's possibly a leg injury of some kind or other. Meanwhile, back with the play is Sean McGinley, way out from goals, into Kieran O'Donnell. Kieran sends it up to the corner to Michael McShane, but Michael won't be out there because that ball's out of play. It's out over the line, so it's a line ball for Killybegs. Going back to take it for Killybegs is Paul Hegarty. They're still attending to Mark O'Donnell down on the sideline here. I see County Chairman Charlie Faulkner and County Vice Chairman Jimmy McKelvey there in attendance, along with the Lifford Civil Defence. Meanwhile, back with the players, Michael McShane inside to Sean McGinley. But there again is Stephen Burke, who's having a great game and curving Sean McGinley, and indeed in doing so he's curbing a great threat from Kilcar. So referee Austin Wallace, 35 seconds of injury time, calls the side set in for half time. Kilcar not 4, Killybegs 1 goal in a half which saw Kilcar open in great fashion. We're going 3 points up before Killybegs came back and got that goal in the 20 minutes to bring the sides all square, but Kilcar ran back in front again and deservedly leading by that single point.
Justice to Packie Bowler and did it in a various permanent form that everyone was told. And this was equally vomiting, this was an equally good save for Paddy Sweeney in the Kilcar game. So it was there as it were. Both goalies constantly out one another. But the second half, I'm sure Killybegs have got things right because they seem to be struggling a bit against the fast-moving Kilcar team. So we look forward to a great half there. The score, as I say, half-time score, Kilcar 4 points, Killybegs 1 goal.
On Killybegs!
Right, the second half has just begun. Peter McGinley wins that ball. He sends it inside. It's breaking inside. Comes to Paul in a great opportunity there, but Paul picked that ball off the ground. Paddy Sweeney is going to take this free. Paddy is in no great hurry because Raymond Carr back there in the corner seems to have got a knock. He's limping back out to take up his position to mark Barry Mullen. So this we're set for a good second half here. Little or nothing between the sides. A beautiful day for football. Not too warm, slightly overcast. The ball's out on the middle of the field. Out there and wins in number 15 for Kilcar, James Hegarty. James sends a long ball down between Stephen Burke and Sean McGinley. Sean breaks inside. He goes toe to hand. Sends it across inside to Michael McShane. Michael McShane certainly must get something here. But a great block in there by one of the defenders who fails to hold on to it. Now it comes to Kieran O'Donnell. Kieran doesn't hold on to it either. And it's Stephen Burke. Stephen sends that ball out to Paul Rowan. Paul is always available, always going forward. Sends it inside to Ian Cunningham. Ian fails to hold it. It comes instead to his midfield partner, Brendan White. And Brendan with a left foot long up the field between John T and Danny Gillespie. And if Stephen Burke is having a good game on Sean McGinley, Danny is certainly playing well and not showing any of his years. But however, John T wins the ball, he sends it in. In there goes Paul Rowan, but it's back Noel McDevitt. Noel McDevitt so often during this game has come to Kilcar Resco, rides 2 tackles and comes toe to hand, hops it and sends a long ball down the middle where it goes between Stephen Burke and Sean McGinley. Stephen wins the race, but Stephen seems to have picked up a knock there. But meanwhile, referee has awarded a free to Kilcar. Sean McGinley elects to take it quickly inside to number 15. Number 15 is James Hegarty. James Hegarty sends it inside. But he was waiting, and the grey-haired Jimmy Bernard Boyle up the field into the corner where Eamon McGuinness gets a push in the back and is fouled. Finlay McIver. Finlay actually got injured himself in that tackle. And I can still see way over on the far side our Nigerian friends certainly seem to be enjoying themselves here today. Yes, our Nigerian friends from Killybegs. They're here at the invitation today of Bernard Conahan, the Killybegs chairman. They haven't got very vocal yet, but I'm sure as the day goes on they will. We have Barry Mullen. It's Barry Mullen with a free for Killybegs. About 30 metres out. Halfway between the goals and the halfway line, but Barry sends it wide. Kilcar not 4, Killybegs 1 goal. As the sun comes out here in McCumhaill Park, and we have a blue patch, a blue cloud, blue clear sky. The sun comes out as Paddy Sweeney sends this ball out. It's not a very good one. It's coming out to the 45, but Noel McDevitt again. And Baker Boyle. Baker takes that ball illegally from Noel McDevitt. Noel McDevitt takes the free and comes inside, but Brian Conahan is there. Brian sends it inside to Ian Cunningham. Ian into the bearded Baker Boyle. Toe to hand. Sends it across where Brian Conahan's gone forward. Brian picks the ball up, hops it and sends a high ball into the area, into the danger area. John T wins that ball. He gets the better of Danny this time and likes the overhead kick into the area where Paddy Sweeney comes for it. Paddy fails to hold on to it. But back there for Kilcar is number 7, Joseph O'Donnell. Joseph loses the ball. It comes to Ian Cunningham, back to Paul Rowan, back to McMillan, to Baker Boyle. Baker fails to hold on to it, but it comes to Barry Mullen, and Barry Mullen puts the ball between the posts for Killybegs' first point of the game after 2 minutes of play in the second half to bring the sides all square. Kilcar not 4, Killybegs 1-1. So certainly they've got a lot to play for now. Martin McHugh down here on the sideline with a worried look on his face. Kilcar for all the possession, for all the play. Certainly has it been put up to them now. Paddy Sweeney a much better kick this time. So without the field out to number 8 for Kilcar is Anthony Diver. Anthony scored a point in the first half. Anthony is fouled. He likes to take the quickly inside to Sean McGinley. Sean beats Stephen Burke. Stephen and cuts inside him. Sean goes toe to hand. He's still going forward. Stephen Burke is with him and Sean McGinley goes through. And he just sends it wide, inches wide. Sean showed all the years of experience, all the years of craft, all the years of playing with Kilcar. Actually, Sean played for the county seniors way back in 74 and 75. He played his first game for Killybegs, or for Kilcar rather, way back in 1963. And he's still going strong. James Lowney. James Lowney. And they're telling me here on the commentary box that Sean McGinley played captain the 1980 Kilcar senior team. Meanwhile, back at the play, Kieran O'Donnell does well to keep that ball from going out of play. Jimmy Bernard giving him quite a lot of attention. Actually, referee Austin Wallace Jimmy Bernard's giving him too much attention, and Kieran wins his sides free. The sun comes out here now in Killybegs as Kieran elects to take this one from the ground. He takes it from the ground. He's going to take it himself. It's about 14 metres out, halfway between the goal line and the sideline. The ball breaks inside where back there is Michael McShane. Michael McShane and Peter McGinley. Michael gets that ball out. Gets it out to Peter Hegarty. Peter Hegarty back to Sean McGinley. Sean sends a high ball between Cornelius Stiver. The ball breaks back to ball's now at number 5 for Paddy Carr. Paddy Carr to Peter Hegarty, who had a great first half. Peter sends that ball, a dangerous ball into the area. Sean McGinley's in there and James Lowney's in there. The ball comes off the post and the goalkeeper behaves well, collects that ball on the rebound. Sean McGinley was very unfortunate there that ball just came off the post. But he was in like a shot, so too was James Lowney, and James won the race. And got that ball at James with the cap. James now kicking this ball into the sun, so James elects to wear a cap in the second half. He goes back to the wall. The youngster from Killybegs, his father is actually a Kerry man. Came to Killybegs some years back. He's a fisherman. So the Kerry blood certainly showing good in this young man who made a great save in the first half. The ball back with Brendan White at midfield. Brendan White out to County Minor Peter McGinley. Peter McGinley going forward. He's inside the 45. He's coming into the 30-metre line. He's going straight through. Certainly this could be the opportunity to put Killybegs in front. And yes, he does. County Minor Peter McGinley puts Killybegs in front for the very first time in the game. 8 minutes gone in the second half and Killybegs go 1 point up. That was a great move by Peter McGinley. Peter McGinley won that ball just inside the Kilcar half of the field. He's playing right half back. He went forward and he took a shot from 30 metres out to put his side in front. The kick out from Paddy Sweeney, not a very good one. It breaks out between Declan McMiniman and Declan does it into Brendan McGuinness. Back to Declan. Declan sends a high ball in. It's going to break to John T. John T doesn't get it. Finlay McIver half gets it. It goes back to John T. John T. And so, an overhead shot from John T. and it's a goal. Certainly, I would say, and if John T. was to admit it, he was going for a pint there. He tried to kick that ball way out on the left there, but overhead kick over his left shoulder. Deceived Paddy Sweeney in the Kilcar goals under the crossbar for a goal. And Killybegs certainly are in the driving seat now. Declan McMillan back into John T. John T has come more into this game. Certainly that goal will do him no harm. The ball comes inside harmlessly into Paddy Sweeney. Paddy collects it out tonight to Noel McDevitt. Noel McDevitt to Peter Hegarty. Peter had a great first half. He certainly will want to have a good second half now. The ball comes between Cornelius Diver and number 4 for Kilcar for Nigel McMillan. Referee awards a free to be taken, a free to Kilcar, which will be taken by Peter Hegarty. Peter doesn't take it instead, but Cornelius Diver sends it inside to Noel McDevitt. Noel McDevitt left-footed in looking for Sean McGinley. Sean isn't in there, but number 13 Dermot Cannon, who came on as a sub. Dermot passes out to County under 16 Kieran O'Donnell. Kieran fails to hold on to it, and number 5 Brian Conahan clears the day for Killybegs, but he rather unfortunately for Killybegs, he kicks it out over the sideline for a line ball for Kilcar. So Kilcar 0-4, Killybegs 2-2. Ball breaks inside, where it's one Sean McGinley going forward. Sean McGinley puts it over the bar to bring his side back into the game for the side's 5th point. Kilcar not 5, Killybegs 2-2. That's Kilcar 5, that's Killybegs 8. Just 3 points between the sides. But if Kilcar had all the play in the first half, they certainly did not take advantage of it. I see some changes now. Kieran O'Donnell's moving out into the half-forward line. And a direct switch with Cornelius Dever, who started midfield but played most of the first half at right half forward. The ball's out in the middle of the field, well won in the middle of the field by Brendan White. Brendan is held by Anthony Dever. Brendan sends it down the middle to John T. John T is looking for the ball more in the second half. He has won the ball. But referee Austin Wallace, I didn't see that, but referee Austin Wallace has given a free against John T. So this free would have been taken by Danny Gillespie. Danny, actually another man like Sean McGinley, played for many years with Kilcar at senior level. Kicks a high ball out down to the right hand side of the field here, where Kieran O'Donnell goes for it. Kieran O'Donnell breaks it outside, and it's Paddy Carr going forward. Paddy Carr inside to Michael McShane. Michael McShane fails to hold it, and there to intercede for Killybegs is Peter McGinley. The red-haired Peter goes forward, crosses the midway line, goes to send it across to Ian Cunningham, but sees that Ian is marked. He now sends it across where number 4 for Kilcar, Finlay McIver, is out there. Finlay fails to hold on to it. But number 7 for Kilcar is Joseph O'Donnell, and Joseph sends it down the field between Brian Conahan and number 15 James Hegarty. Brian is judged by referee to foul James. Jones sends it inside, a quick free to Peter Hegarty. Peter Hegarty goes forward. Some of the Killybegs players questioning the decision, and now we have Cornelius Stiffer going forward. Takes a shot at goal. The ball breaks across here, and here's the danger, and it goes narrowly wide. Certainly the gods aren't with Kilcar today. Inside 5 minutes, we had a Sean McGinley effort coming off the post. We had a Sean McGinley shot got blasted wide when a goal out of mercy. And here again, some dithering in the defence for Killybegs. Kieran O'Donnell was clean through. He first timed it wide. Killybegs mentor down behind the goal, giving the man with the cap, that's James Lowney, the goalkeeper, a drink out of the magic bottle. Kilcar not 5, Killybegs 2-2. The sun shining, and Andrew McMenamin is coming on the field for Killybegs. But he's returning again. Referee didn't see it, and it comes to number 15, James Hegarty, and James kicks it wide. Certainly, Kilcar are squandering a lot of chances, playing into the goals at the river end. They're playing a lot of chances. Andrew McMenamin now coming on, and it's Brendan White. Brendan, who had a good enough first half, but he doesn't look if he's injured or anything. It's just a direct switch. And yes, Andrew McMenamin, who was a county under 16 player a few years back, a county minor panelist early in the year, has gone directly in at midfield to take up Anthony Dever. James Lowney again with a kick, a good kick out from James. Andrew McMenamin goes for the first ball, it breaks away from him, and it comes to Kieran O'Donnell. Kieran O'Donnell to Peter Hegarty. Peter Hegarty into the corner, where out there is Sean McGinley. Sean getting the better of Stephen Burke so far in the second half. Sean was going across the thin line. Sean with still at the ball, but it's Paul Hegarty first times it out along the ground for Kieran O'Donnell. Kieran O'Donnell, the youngster from Kilcar, goes toe to hand. The ball's beaten away from him by number 5, Brian Conahan. No, it's not. It's Nigel McMenamin, Andrew's brother Nigel. So we have 3 of the McMenamins. 2 of them are brothers, and the rest are cousins. The ball comes to number 2 for Kilcar, Raymond Carr. Inside, Paul Hegarty, well caught, and Paul elects the first time it up the field, left for it. John T. Morden comes for it, and Noel McDevitt wins it. Noel is fouled by John T. Quickly taken inside, but the referee isn't too happy. The referee isn't too happy, so he's awarded a free to Kilcar, which will be taken by either Noel McDevitt or Peter Hegarty, but Peter has taken them all today, so he possibly take this one as well. This one is halfway between the 45 and the halfway line. Peter Hegarty sends it out to the right there to, and I go back to Peter Hegarty, and Peter kicks it high, but another one gone to the right. They've gone to the left, they've gone to the right, and I see Kilcar now about to make another substitution. Number 18, Connell Lyons. Another young player, just a minor this year. Connell's going on at the corner. Yes, it is. It's Cornelius Dever, who's going for an early shower. Cornelius, who has played for many years on this team at centre back, full back, midfield. He has played everywhere, but he has played his game so far today. Kilcar now electing to go for younger men, younger legs. Kieran O'Donnell, who has certainly benefited from the switch out of the corner, getting more scope inside to number 13, Dermot Cannon. Dermot didn't start the game, even though he has number 13 on his back. He came on in that second half, or early in that first half when Mark O'Donnell got injured. It's Conor Lyons sends that across the ball, and the ball again off the crossbar. At this stage, Kilcar will be wondering, that's the third one off the upright. So
Everyone up here, Conway Lion, replaces everyone being Cornelius Dever.
we said earlier on that the River Inn seemed to be a Red Hughs stronghold. Well, I can tell you now that actually that there are a lot of red and white flags down there as well. A lot of red and white flags. They're the Killybegs flags. So certainly it's not going to be just the one end. It's not going to be the cop in for Red Hughs today, because Killybegs are down there in numbers. It would have to say at this stage that the greater number of support is here for Killybegs. Possibly they have come earlier because their junior side are on another great save. Meanwhile, back in the day, another great save from goalkeeper James Downey. And if Killybegs do go on and win this game, they will certainly go in no small way. A great measure of this success will be go to young goalkeeper James Downey, who has took off a string of great saves, none more so than that one, when he flicked that ball over the bar. Kilcar 0-6, Killybegs 2-2, just 2 points between the sides. Everything to play for. Oh yeah. 17 minutes gone here in the first second half. 2 points between the sides. Kilcar attacking, but Kilcar time and time again going forward and kicking a lot of wide ball chances that could have otherwise gone astray. Meanwhile, back with the play, we got a free for Killybegs, which Peter McGee is going to take, but referee Austin Wallace sees that there's a Kilcar man down injured. As I was saying there seems to be an awful lot of red and white flags around the ground here so far. As I say, on the far side, the stand area, the seated area is filling up well. Possibly the reason why they've come is to see their junior side, who are actually doing well today, doing very well. The junior side is giving them something to shout for, and they certainly are. The heat of the day seems to be getting to a lot of people. The watermen, the bottle carriers are quite busy. There's a lot of water. Number of mentors on the field now with the magic bottle. It's amazing what the water will do when it kills time. It does a lot of things. It helps men who maybe wouldn't be playing too well up to now. Peter McGinley with this free inside his own half, up into the corner. John Baker Boyle wins it. John goes toe to hand, he's inside the 45, sends it inside to Andrew McMiniman, the fisherman who's based in Greencastle. Andrew sends it wide. Andrew's a trainee fisherman in Greencastle.
John Brenton Boyle.
That's why you didn't contact me, Peterman. John Bernard Boyle.
Paddy Sweeney with a kick out. Not a very good one. It's coming out around the 45 metre line. Andrew McMiniman goes up for it, breaks it down. Noel McDevitt going forward. No, it's not Noel McDevitt, it's Anthony Dever. Anthony Dever going forward. Sitting inside between Stephen Burke and Sean McGinley. Stephen keeps it away, and Peter McGinley comes and cleans up. Way out to Declan McMiniman, playing right half forward, way back in his own 20 metre line. Out to Bernard Conahan. Brian Conahan to Andrew McMiniman. Andrew certainly has made an impact since he's come on. He's gone forward, he's gone inside the 45. He's 30 metres out, he sends it across to the bearded John Boyle. Baker Boyle with a point to put his side further in front. So after almost 20 minutes of play, it's Killybegs 2-3, Kilcar 0-6. Paddy Sweeney again. Much better kick this time, out to the middle. And it comes to Ian Cunningham. Ian, who has come into this game in patches. Back to Andrew McMenamin. Andrew certainly with an impression he's going forward. The ball is broken from his grasp by number 8, Anthony Dever. Comes to Noel McDevitt. Noel McDevitt is fouled. The referee gives him a quick free, which he takes quickly. Finds James Hegarty back in his own defence, trying to get things going, trying to rally his forces. The ball comes between Declan McMinnell and Conor Lyons. But Declan, first time that actually I think Declan now is moved back in the half-back line. Yes, he is. Declan is playing right half-back. He started centre forward. He played most of the first half at right half forward, but he's now back at right half-back, marking the long-haired Conor Lyons. Peter Hegarty with a high ball in for trying to find Sean McGinley, but again, and not for the first time today, Stephen Burke comes out. He doesn't win it cleanly, but he first times it away, and it's a line ball for Kilcar, way out on the far side, about 35 metres out. Peter Hegarty sends it in, high ball into the middle, where it's won inside by number 13. Number 13 is Dermot Cannon. And again, I haven't kept note of them, but Kilcar certainly are missing a lot of chances in the second half. Down here on my right, I see Big Charlie Tully, who is manager of this Killybegs side, quite happy looking at the moment, on his feet. Big Charlie actually came on way back in 2 years ago, played full forward for Killybegs Senior. He has since retired from playing, but he has took up management both at underage level and a senior level, and he's today managing his side in a county reserve final. But meanwhile, back with the play, the ball comes out the field, where it's won by Kieran O'Donnell. Kieran back to Sean McGinley, who is now out on the 40-metre line. Sean goes forward. Sean is fouled. Sean takes the free quickly inside to Michael McShane. Michael McShane tends to go left and goes right, but again, unbelievably, he's blasted that ball wide when the score was easier to come by. So with 22 and a half minutes gone here in the second half. With 22 and a half minutes gone here in the second half, it's Killybegs 2-3, Kilcar 0-6. And if you break that down to points, Kilcar 0-6, Killybegs 9 points. So there's just the 3 points between it. What a goal to do for Kilcar. They certainly have had numerous chances of it. Meanwhile, back with the play, a high kick out from James Downey is won out there by number 10, Peter Hegarty. Peter goes forward. The ball is broken from his grasp, and Brian Conahan comes out and intercepts. Not for the first time today. Brian is having quite a good game. He tries to fight Baker Boyle, but Baker doesn't get it, and there to intercept it for Kilcar is Joseph O'Donnell. Joseph sends it high up again, up between Sean McGinley and Stephen. The ball breaks from them. Peter McGinley's shadow on number 11, Michael McShane. Michael isn't getting anywhere. He now tries to find Sean McGinley. Sean is coming more into the game in the last couple of minutes, sensing the urgency, sensing the need, showing all his craft and experience. Conor Lyons with the ball, and referee Austin Wallace has alleged that Conor is fouled. Conor elects to take it from his hands and sends the ball over the bar to just put the deficit to 2 points. So with just 2 points between the Conor Lyons. I see another switch in the Kilcar side. This desperation with 6 minutes left on the clock. 2 points between the sides. Danny Gillespie's out around the middle of the field, and Peter Hegarty, quite strangely, Peter's gone back corner back. Finlay McIver's gone in full back, but Danny's out around the middle. Danny's taken up Ian Cunningham, but the ball's coming this side of the field to Andrew McMenamin. Andrew certainly making an impact here today between Paul Rowan. Paul had a great first half. He's not in the play so much in the second half. There's one man that's in the play in the first half, and he's in the play again in the second half. There's a bearded Baker Boyle. He holds up the ball, he sends it across. A great ball into Ian Cunningham, and Ian should have no trouble from this angle. To put just 3 points between the sides again with 24 and a half minutes gone. So with 5 and a half minutes left to go, Killybegs go 3 points in front again. One would have to say, as this game progresses, the Killybegs are looking more and more like champions. In the first half, really, there was only one side in it, but that goal after 70 minutes by Eamon McGuinness certainly brought Killybegs back into the game, and they're certainly in it now as Peter McGinley goes forward. He goes inside the 45-metre line. He tries to find Barry Mullen outside, but instead it's Eamon McGuinness. Eamon sends it out to Baker Boyle. Baker showing all the craft and experience gained down the years. Baker, whose family come from the Rosses. I like a lot of Killybegs people, his family comes from the Rosses. Finney McCumhaill with the quick free out to Kieran O'Donnell. Kieran's now operating a right half forward. Kieran is fouled by Nigel McMiniman. Kieran is going to take the free himself. Kieran sends it inside where he finds it breaks out to Connell Lyons. Connell is going forward, the long-haired Connell. He's not very tall, but the hair certainly helps him gain his balance as he sends a shot in again. It comes off the post for a line ball. James Lowney places on the ball, places the ball on the edge of his square. There's no great sense of urgency. He's either 3 points up. There's just 4 minutes, less than 4 minutes left. Whatever referee Austin Wallace from the Burt Club will allow for extra time, for injury time. But we had no real injuries in this half. We had in the first half when Mark O'Donnell went off injured. Paddy Carr with the ball from the kick out inside to Noel McDevitt. Noel misses the ball. It comes back and Nigel McMiniman, brother of the second half sub Andrew, sends it out the wing where Paul Rowan wins it, but he wins it outside play. So it's a line ball to be taken for Kilcar by Anthony Dever. Just inside the 45, Anthony out to Danny Gillespie, one of the evergreens. Will he try and find the evergreen? He goes toe to hand, he hops it, and he sends it across the field where number 6, Noel McDevitt goes on his sole run, toe to hand. The ball is breaking from his, and Peter McGinley. Peter's having certainly sweeping up behind there and showing all the craft and all the experience he has gained with this year's minor team. We all remember Peter playing in Crow Park and how well he played. Maybe if things had been different, Peter would have been playing next Sunday. Indeed, Donegal were very unlucky, and certainly Peter McGinley was no way found wanting. Meanwhile, back with the action, there's some Kilcar man down injured. I'm not too sure who it is. John Carr, one of the Kilcar senior players, one of the men. He's gone on with the magic bottle. So just a little over 2.5 minutes or so, plus injury time left in this game. And the score is Kilcar 0-7, Killybegs 2-4. Just the 3 points between the sides. It's a case of the younger, fitter and less experienced Killybegs side look like, but certainly at this stage. But Kilcar have nobody to blame but themselves. Paddy Carr with the quick free. Paddy finds Noel McDevitt. Noel sends a high ball into the danger area where Sean McGinley will be there or thereabout. But he's not there this time. Instead, it's number 5, Brian Connon, who's played quite well for Killybegs. Brian, in his effort to get the ball out, is adjudged to have fouled Connell Lyons. Or was it Sean McGinley? As Sean is with the ball, he'll elect to take it off the ground. So just cut the deficit to just 2 points. And Sean sends it high and sends it over the bar to reduce the deficit to 2 points. So we've got 2 points between the sides here. Killybegs, if they can hold out with just less than 2 minutes left on my watch. There will be some injury time, but we had a longer injury spell in the first half, and referee Austin Wallace only played 30 seconds of injury time, so I can't see him playing much this half. As I say, the only real serious delay in injury, that was in the first half, and that was when Mark O'Donnell got injured. James Lowney, in no great hurry, sends a high ball out the middle. It's a great kick out. The ball comes outside, it breaks in over. It comes to Andrew out to Paul Rowan. Paul Rowan, the fair-haired Paul, goes toe to hand, goes to pass a team. Cunningham elects to go for his score himself. It breaks inside where Paddy Sweeney first times it out, and they're coming out to receive it for Kilcar is Noel McDevitt. Noel doesn't fold it, instead it's Barry Mullen. Barry Mullen goes toe to hand and with the left foot sends it across the middle where Joseph O'Donnell back to Noel McDevitt. Noel sends it down along the wing where Paul Hegarty wins the ball against James Hegarty. And Paul punches it out over the sideline for a line ball for Killybegs. So the badly taken line ball comes to Paul Hegarty again. And Paul, in his effort to get the ball cleared the ball out over the line. Now mentors on both sides. I can see the Killybegs subs down here on my right. They're out of their dugout. They're out on their feet. They can sense victory. And back there is Baker Boyle. Number 15 for Killybegs is James Hegarty into Sean McGinley. This certainly was a last effort. Stephen Burke has been never too far away from Sean today, and he has fouled him on this occasion. Sean sends it inside, and this is looking dangerous, but it's there. And Conor Lyons has put the ball in the net to make Kilcar 1-8. Killybegs 2-4. Now James Lowney's in a hurry. He kicks the ball out quickly. Out to Stephen Burke. Stephen Burke out the field, but it's Joseph O'Donnell for Kilcar going forward. Joseph is judged by referee Austin Wallace over carrying the ball. Peter McGinley takes the free off the ground. So we've got 59 seconds on my watch into it. Time, and it's Kilcar 1-8. That's 11. That's Killybegs 2-4. That's 10. So Kilcar certainly, as often in the past, they've come back from the dead, and they've come back here today. They looked good in the first half, but they only led by 1 point at half time. In the second half, a Killybegs side that looked out of their depth in the first half certainly came back into it in the second half, and certainly were looking as if they were going forward. And as Conor Lyons going forward again, what could it be, a super sub? And he just blasted wide into the side netting. James Lowney, a lot more urgency in his play now. James takes the ball out the right where Peter McGinley has it. Peter going forward. We're gone 1 minute 40 seconds into extra time, but referee Austin Wallace blows the final whistle. Killybegs, or Kilcar, with an injury time goal, have come and have snatched victory from the jaws of defeat. Not, as I said in the past, time and time again, the old craft and experience of Sean McGinley. He won that ball. He won it. He kept going forward. So final score here is Kilcar 1-8, Killybegs 2-4. And a very small Kilcar support here today over on the far side. Certainly have got something to shout about. They've taken this victory. They've taken it in the 9 minutes. As I said in the first half, they looked as a much better side. But in fairness to Killybegs, the youthful Killybegs side, they certainly had the upper hand in the second half. But again and again, time and time again, they went forward, were more economic, were more accurate from, while Kilcar, on the other hand, had a number of shots off the post and blasted wide. So we now have County Chairman Charlie Faulkner here down under us, waiting to make the presentation. The former County Treasurer and County Development Officer Francie Cunningham hands him the microphone. Could this be an omen for what's to come? Because 2 years ago when Killybegs won the senior, they won the reserve as well. Okay, in the senior game, Killybegs are highly fancied, highly rated. But I have a feeling Red Hughs are going to come here and they're going to surprise a lot of people. Paddy Sweeney there in among the Killybegs players, shaking hands with them. I must say, very dejected and very down Killybegs side, who, as I said, for most of that second half looked as if they were coasting to victory. But now we have County Chairman Charlie Faulkner to make the presentation to Danny Gillespie. As I look on the far side, yes, our Nigerian friends are there. They're still maybe disappointed, but they're still here. So County Chairman Charlie Faulkner and Danny Gillespie, two big men standing on what's not a very stable looking platform for talk.
Presentation of the Reserve Championship Trophy is made by the Chairman of Board of Assembly, my family partner, to the captain of the entire team, Danny Gillespie. The meeting is target the role the board hasn't done on contract going or Danny himself captain for Kilcar. And we will have been on the road after the Guyana, the Brewery, and Kilcar as well. I'm going about
And as county chairman, Charlie Faulkner is making his speech and making his presentation. I see Mark O'Donnell has been carried back onto the field by his mentors and players. Mark, if you remember, was playing well in the first half and he got injured. But he's certainly still in his jersey, and he's been congratulated by Charlie Tully, the manager of the Killybegs side. That must be a very disappointed Charlie, because as I said earlier on, I saw Charlie down there on that sideline. He looked very happy. So Charlie Faulkner presents the Senior Reserve Championship Cup. Delighted Danny Gillespie, who appreciates and waves to his crowd, that small crowd over there on the far side, that Kilcar support. So I will leave you now on. This curtain raiser is certainly over, and the honours have gone to Kilcar, who many people felt maybe should have been here in the senior final, but they've got some consolation and some compensation for that fact by taking the Senior Reserve Championship final. Thank you.
Jimmer McCumhaill, Galua, hier hebben we het een voorjaar in ten, die jaarkaart in Alvin, als die hoogte die, aan geen taal in ten. Maar we hebben gehoord, de volgende te worden, en ik van 20 length, dat jaren, we hebben vorm de parken wel verhalen, als het het salaris niet ervaart. We scheren van hart de schatten van our 10. Between the Isha of the oven. Our first one was new, so without the reach of oil. Of the young citizens. I was the Jelly were kind of scale, right of 3-star hotel in Calaboga, the foreign officers of the 20 North Africa, got the area of the Eastern Scholars, Headford, and linked to the top. 3 guards in the Calaboga. Back up. Back up. Back up. They're lying away. So down to his studying Kilcar, having some captain, Colonel McGee last month. Okay. We got here and back up to the over the young report for Monday, on 32 on upright and actually got hit on. Next week, Oh, happy done. Very much part of that. So when is it back next Friday? It's next Saturday, is it? Where you have up in New York? Where you have live here? So, you're right. Well, probably end up with Jack. Right back. What's the time? I go to burn the time for it. It's going to be.
Well, Michael, we've just been joined by Danny Gillespie here of Kilcar. Danny, it took a last-minute goal to win it, but I'm sure everyone Kilcar are very happy to take the championship.
Very happy. We've been playing well all year, and it would have been a pity to, on this very important game, to just let it all fall away. And we were playing well early on in the game, but then Laird slipped in the middle of it. But thankfully, we came back at the end and got it right.
You missed an awful lot of chances despite all that possession in the second half.
We did, you see, in Killybegs were coming up and getting the odd point and got a slippy goal. The goal they got in the first half was a square ball. It's only score they got in the first half. And then I think myself, the goal in the second half was a deflection, came off somebody anyway. So we're working hard and still not getting the right results for it.
Well, Michael McGee described the goal on his report there as one of the best. It would grace an All-Ireland final, and certainly young Lions, when it dropped to him, he didn't hesitate.
Well, I think the numbers might have been a wee bit wrong there now. The subs now mightn't have the right jerseys on, but it was Jerry Carr. I must give him credit, wee Jerry. He's only 18, so it was he who got the goal. Now, the subs jerseys mightn't have been exactly right, so he purred away.
Well, I'm sure everyone in Kilcar will not mind actually who scored it.
Not really, no.
Disappointing for the senior team going out, of course, at the quarter-final stage, but again showing the immense amount of talent that's down in your neck of the woods, Danny.
Yeah, the senior team, we were disappointed in the senior team, and maybe that gave us a spur on for today, you know. And the senior team, well, they have the players there. All they have to do is pull it together and get the right blend in the 15, you know, and I think they'll get it right. I think they're still there with a chance, you know, in the years to come.
They'll be joining in the celebrations down in Kilcar tonight, I'm sure.
Well, minor celebration, they won't go overboard.
Danny, thanks for joining us in the press box. Danny Gillespie there.